it's important to recognize that the strategy tester is just a simulation, which means that if you make any change to your strategy settings or indicator settings on the chart, that's going to change the performance of the historical backtest. So if you were to change like even just the start date or the leverage multiple or any type of setting in here, and of course, every strategy that's made on TradingView has all kinds of different settings that are baked into it that can lead to dramatically different results in the simulator. So as we're looking at the history of how this would have performed in the past, what we're really doing is testing our current strategy settings against the past and seeing how it would have performed. One of the things that is often overlooked when it comes to looking at the performance of a strategy, let's say you've dialed in your settings and you're really happy with that performance, is the cost of trading as well as changes in market price. And we call those commissions and slippage. So if you go to the properties tab of the strategy, you'll see here that very often the author won't even put a commission or slippage model in place in the strategy tester. And the moment that you actually account for commission, which often occurs, especially in crypto, you're always paying some small amount of a fee to the exchanges in order to participate, but then also incorporating some amount of slippage into the model as well to be realistic about whether you'll get into the position at the price you expect. That change in slippage can make it to where the whole strategy is not even profitable anymore. And this is something that's discovered usually when you go through the walk forward test. You feel good about the performance in the strategy tester, but maybe you forgot commissions and slippage. Then you run the walk forward test and you see that once it hits the exchange and they've accounted for slippage and commissions, suddenly it's not a profitable strategy anymore. And of course, we have many customers on Traders Post that go right to a live account, get it running, and realize after 50 or 60 trades that it isn't actually a performing strategy because of those two things.
So that's a very important point here, Peter, because what happens is that so you have people who are strategy builders and people who even sell strategies. And chances are that the strategy seller doesn't want to account for slippage or commissions or anything like that because it's harder to make a strategy work that way. They want this line to be green up and to the right with great numbers over here.
So they
And
on
so
purpose don't include that?
they're not promising that you're going to get a particular type of performance. In fact, if anyone promises you that, be very careful. They're not promising you that. They're just saying, hey, my setup is giving me buy and sell signals that I think are worthwhile. Run it at your own risk.